Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and it is time to go ahead and put the rainbow star on our boy Turles right here, the TUR for the new LR Turles army. This guy's pretty good. I think in some situations he could be better than the Dokkan Fest Turles. I do think in some situations that EGL Dokkan Fest Turles is going to be a better option though. You know, he is, he's very, very squishy and can take a lot of damage, that EGL Turles. But I think that EGL Turles can surprise a lot of people and do a very good amount of damage, especially if he's got his links leveled up. You know, he has big bad bosses. He gives that massive 3 key and 40% attack buff. That EGL Turles is not bad. He's just very, very squishy, right? But this STR Turles, this TUR right here, is going to be very strong offensively and defensively, and he's going to work as a nice little support type unit. But it's specific to terrifying conquerors, right? So we got him rainbowed. Let's go ahead and see how good this TUR Turles is going to be. One of the unfortunate things about him, though, unfortunately here, is his lack of categories. Only terrifying conquerors and movie bosses. He's going to be good on both of them, but I mean, that's the thing. Final trump card, you don't even have a decision between this guy and the AGL Turles, because only AGL Turles is even on final trump card, right? So, alright, let's go ahead and check this guy out. Alright guys, so we're here in an event with our boy STR TUR Turles, and let's go ahead and take a look at how good he can be. Keep in mind that he is giving, again, Terrifying Conqueror category allies 2 key and 20% attack and defense. I mean, obviously that's going to be a very important and large part of his kit. However, we do have a starting rotation right here where he is not on rotation with any other Terrifying Conqueror category allies. He is at 120k defense, which, honestly, that's pretty good. I mean, he's not... 120k is actually... That's pretty good. I mean, we only have, what? Brutal Beatdown and Fierce Battle as well? Like, once we get him linked up with that LR Turles, he's going to be looking pretty solid. Now, we do have a lot of support on rotation, right? Kid Buu giving 50%. 1.76. Okay, I mean, considering we have almost none of his links active, like, you know... You get this guy next to the LR Turles, that's where things are going to look real spooky, right? So, I'm definitely okay with what we're seeing from him so far. Seems as though his damage, I actually think it's fairly similar to the level that AGL Turles will put out. I feel like they're actually pretty close there. Maybe I would like to potentially get both units to full link level 10, and then, you know, maybe I would do like a comparison video or something like that, right? But the one thing about this STRT Laura Turles, for sure, like, the big advantage he'll have over the AGL one, and the reason you would want to use him, there's two reasons. One is his superior defense. The other thing that could be fairly good is this TUR Turles does get super effective against all types if the enemy is stunned. So you could run LR Turles in slot 1, right? And then you have the high chance of stunning on the 18 key super attack. The only thing is, there's not a lot of enemies that are actually going to survive that attack. That's the big thing. Is like, there's not a lot, that 18 key super from LR Turles, shit just doesn't really survive that attack. Alright, so now we have, what's the additional link that he has active from? This is Thirst for Conquest. See, the other thing, too, about showing off units like this Turles when not at full link level 10, too, is that this Turles is a big bad bosses unit, right? It's like, we see him here at 124k defense, right? Still not even linked up with LR Turles. Cooler is not supporting Turles, right? Because remember, Cooler only supports Transformation Boost with one enemy. Kid Buu is supporting him, but I mean, this Turles is pretty easily, I think, going to be sitting at like 160k, 170k defense, big bad bosses linked up with the LR Turles at full link level 10. This STR Turles is good, man. He is real good. I don't think he's worth the 12,000 stones it costed me to get him, Rainbow, the TUR Turles. But, you know, I guess to make the video to show y'all that he is good, like, I think using yellow coins on STR Turles could be a good idea. I always would, even though, like, free-to-play players are very quick to say, how presumptuous of you to think that, like, you know, we're gonna have to worry about, like, having, like, TURs rainbowed and SSRs and shit like that, or the LRs and stuff like that, right? But, like, eventually, like, they give out a lot of like, free tickets on these LR banners, man. I mean, as long as you're not stupidly re-rolling, and I'm always going to call people stupid for re-rolling, the game just has implemented so many measures against it. As long as you're not doing that, eventually you're going to start racking up rainbows of these LRs. It's going to happen. It'll take a while, and we'll see how generous the game gets when giving out sort of like free like tickets and stuff like that. But that's why, like, if you're going to use yellow coins to get LRs, like, you probably want to get yourself, like, that first copy of the unit. But then if you're going for, like, dupes or anything like that, buying copies of LRs where you can use their TUR, and they're very effective, is good as well, right? So, like, LR UI Goku, Turles, I would say, are really two of the top yellow coin units at this moment. Maybe Vegeta and, well, nah, I want to say Vegeta and Nappa, because that TUR Nappa is like the only good Nappa in the game, but, I mean, that unit's just not as good as the other two I mentioned, right? Alright, so now we're on a full terrifying Conqueror team. I mean, I keep getting unlucky. I'm not exactly getting the best, like, rotations for this Turles, because obviously we want him with the LR Turles in order for him to look at his maximum best, right? But at the very least, I mean, I guess this is going to be a rotation for Turles, with limited links active and also no support. So this is pretty much just going to be like his own power right here. Because again, Cooler is only supporting transformation boost against one enemy. And then this Frieza only buffs target Goku. So Turles, of course, is not getting a buff. This is just his actual natural attack power. I mean, he's putting up a decent number, right? He is, of course, supporting Cooler, because Cooler is on rotation. He's getting, 3.74 right there for Cooler. Obviously, that's a very, very good number. So, Cooler, Cooler is still very good. No doubt about that. Yeah, we're not even gonna, Alright, so we're going through this. This is the second event I'm going through where I wasn't able to get the two Turles together because, I mean, that's just how it is nowadays, right? These Dokkan events are just not strong enough. I mean, at least here's a good rotation. We get to see the Sul's and Cooler's Armored Squadron unit. I feel like because this unit is on such limited category teams, I don't really get a chance to use them too often. I have them linked up with their TUR as well. The other thing, too, is that I will always slam my fist down and complain about this, but the fact that it's movie bosses and not movie villains hurts. Honestly, it does, right? Because if it was just movie villains, like that Cooler's Armored Squadron, they could potentially do like a Bojack, like, Galactic Warriors card. Like, there's a lot of different stuff they could do like that. That could be on that category and help it out right there. Yeah, again, this is just like pretty much the same rotation we've seen from Turles, right? What's his defense at? 91k right there. But, having Big Bad Bosses would give him quite the advantage. There we go. Big Bad Bosses is now active. Yeah, 124k. This Turles, here, I'm going to let this turn just finish out, and then now I'm ready to get him alongside that LR Turles now. Just hopefully I don't have, like, a third consecutive event where him and Turles are, like, slot 6 and 7. I hate that so much. Alright, so, finally I got the two Turles next to each other, and we made it to the final phase of this event. I'm not having great luck recording this video, that's for damn sure. Alright, so the two Turles next to each other, right? So this bad boy's gonna have his entire link set active, except for Big Bad Bosses for now. But of course, I mean, we can have Big Bad Bosses active, when you're at link level 10, you just have it for free, right? So that is, of course, very good. What's his defense at? 127k? Yeah, I think the numbers I'm seeing from this guy are going to be super ultra impressive when he actually does get to that full link level 10, right? Once you get in particular, Big Bad Bosses, right? A lot of the other links, there's definitely extra powers, stuff like that. 2 million. So there we go. Definitely a much better number once we have the LR Turles next to him, right? And then, of course, LR Turles is putting up ridiculous numbers. And then, too, remember, that LR Turles himself is going to do slightly less damage with the STR Turles linked up with him, right? Because remember, the AJL Turles is giving 40%, whereas the TUR STR Turles is only giving 20%. But he is also giving defense, where the AJL Turles does not. His defense is better. But, like, LR Turles already does so much damn damage anyway that it almost does feel like there's not a lot of people besides, like, me and Nolar who could do the two, like, LR Turles plus TUR Turles together anyway. But if you do have, like, the STR Turles available, like, the extra defense he gives you, honestly, is probably better than the extra offense that AGL Turles would give to the LR Turles, right? Because, again, I've seen almost nothing be able to survive the LR Turles 18-key super attack anyway, right? Because it's like, you get it to 24 key, it's an 8 million attack set, 7 million attack set, super effective against all types, with a 50% chance to do another one. It's just, it gets ridiculous at a certain point, right? Alright guys, so now we're on the Terrifying Conqueror team. I wanted to try and get a couple different looks at a couple of teams here. So we're on the Terrifying Conqueror team right here, right? This, of course, is led by the double LR Turles, so we are getting less of a stats buff than if we were rocking double Cooler, right? Cooler, of course, is giving 170% to attack and defense, whereas Turles is only giving 130%. But we are getting that extra key, and then now that we're running this full team right here, we could get STR hit on here as well, right? So this is actually an interesting little team build, right? You can get full power Frieza, and there's just a lot of like choices for power. What is Turles' defense at? 125k. Again, if we had Big Bad Bosses active, that would be monstrous for this TUR Turles. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Again, I probably will do a level 10 Link showcase on him. You know, maybe I'll try and work on him. I mean, there's still so many units. I'm working on Super AGL units, you know, Extreme Tech units for those Super Battle Road stages, Fusion units down to knock out that Super Battle Road stage, as well as getting, like, all of the 120% leaders done, you know, for the easy A's and shit like that. Like, there's still just, I mean, Link leveling is just a process, man. It just takes time, you know, like, that's it. So I'll try and get them up as quickly as possible for this Turles, and I might also do one for AGL Turles. I guess it's probably more realistic that I could do the video for AGL Turles level 10 links and this TUR STR Turles level 10 links probably when the LR Turles comes out on global, I guess is what I might look into doing. Also, I'm gonna float off the other LR Turles so we could have the beautiful rotation of double LR Turles with TUR Turles, which is gonna be strong. Don't sleep on LR full power Frieza either, by the way. A wickedly powerful unit, right? And especially you got him linked up with Cooler, and then you have LR Turles on rotation. This team right here is just going to run very, very seamless because we have a lot of ridiculous hard hitters on here, right? The LR Turles, I mean, TUR Turles is a pretty good hitter as well. You know, full power Frieza, Cooler, and then we just have a couple of, you know, supports sort of floating around. The STR hit is going to work very good with all these Terrifying Conqueror Extreme STR units. We do also have that Metal Cooler, the Int Metal Cooler, but I mean, I'm just going to use him as a floater, right? We're not really sort of focusing on him here and there. We're just kind of letting him, like, sort of walk around and get the buffs, right? It's not... I feel like you're probably not going to run these types of teams too often where you have, like, double, like, LR sort of builds, but... I mean, this LR Turles is so powerful that, like, honestly, I wonder if, you know, when, like, say Terrifying Conquerors eventually has a Super Battle Road stage, like, you know, I think running double LR Turles would be very, very viable. Like, that would not be ridiculous by any means, right, to run LR Turles and go in there and then maybe just have a Cooler on the team, right? I mean, obviously your stats would be a little bit lower without, you know, having the friend Cooler as your lead, but I still think it could be fairly good. All right, and then next turn, we're going to have Turles. We're going to have LR Turles, Turles, and LR Turles. That's going to be a golden rotation right there. That would be a rotation just so crazy, right? And LR Turles actually is a very good 55% unit. I believe the friend is 55%, but LR Turles is in a ridiculously powerful 55% unit, provided you are able to get him to that full 24 key, because then he becomes super effective against all types, and then you get this right here, that second super attack. He's got the high chance of a second super attack, so that just makes LR Turles very powerful. I mean, look at this. We're going to be very close to being able to kill Boo before he even begins healing as Boo Piccolo, right? Like that, and this is, again, on a 130% lead team. Now, Boo Piccolo is AGL. I think we are going to make it to Boo Piccolo, but it's going to be very close for us potentially to take Boo Piccolo out, you know, because he is AGL. But actually, I mean, that's where LR Turles comes in, right? Okay, I'm going to try and get as little key as possible. Are we going to finish Boo off on this turn? This team ended up racking up the damage much more quickly than I figured. Oh, great. There goes my cord. Yep, the new era of the Chord arc has started. Of course, of course. Yes, yes, it'll never end. Are you kidding me? Oh, now it's doing this, where it's just like it connects and disconnects and connects and disconnects. Oh, good. Yeah, lovely. All right, cool. Oh, there's 3 dodge on a super attack again. Always and always am I gonna be screaming about, you know, take a look at 3 dodge, just dodging supers every single day of the week, right? All right, so I'm probably going to use some key up items for this rotation. I just want all the LR Turleses and all of this stuff to just be at full maximum power overdrive right here in this mode. All right, let's see how much health Boo Piccolo is going to have, because I don't want the first LR Turles to finish things off. Now, is Boo susceptible to being stunned? He is not. Okay, because remember, if Boo could be stunned, we could do the rotation exactly like so. LR Turles could potentially stun Boo, then TUR Turles could then become super effective against all types, which would be very, very nice to see. We don't have big bad bosses active right now. Dude, look at LR Turles, my Rainbow LR Turles, 245k. That is ultra impressive. Also, do we even need to... No, we don't even need to use any key up items. I'm just going to let this turn play out like this. This is a really, really good turn. This may activate big bad bosses, but Turles' defense is so high. Yeah, oh, okay. Also, I think Boo Piccolo might be dead. We're not going to see the TUR Turles attack, I don't think. I think this is probably death for Boo Piccolo, because this is super effective against all types. And then, oh, but I think that's his hidden potential system additional. He didn't get the second super attack. Okay, so let's see what TUR Turles does right here. Again, double 130 lead, 1.84. Not bad. I am fairly impressed with the Turleses, LR Turles, TUR Turles. Again, I don't think it was quite worth the 12,000 stones I used to get him. But, I mean, he... offensively, defensively, he probably is a bit better than that EGL Turles, but I mean, it's not really too realistic that a lot of people are going to have him, but like, you know, for me and Olar or whatever, like, you know, getting this SCR TUR Turles to level 10 links to where you have Destroyer of the Universe at level 10 giving you 25% attack and 15% defense, you know, you have Big Bad Bosses level 10 giving 25% attack and defense, you have Thirst for Conquest level 10 giving 15% attack and defense, Prepare for Battle 5% attack and defense. Like, all of these links basically are attack and defense. So it just makes, like these movie bosses units, their links always are so ridiculous. Like, you get them linked up with themselves in some manner, and they're just so crazy. Alright, so this is Unrivaled Power Turles. His leader skill is Terrifying Conquerors, category key 3 and 100% of stats, or Extreme STR key 3 and 90% of stats. His super attack is the Kill Driver, which does supreme damage and has a medium chance of stunning the enemy. The medium chance, of course, is a 30% chance. His passive skill, Evolved Low-Class Warrior, gives him 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gives Terrifying Conqueror category allies 2 key and 20% attack and defense. Then he gets an additional 3 key, and his attacks become super effective against all types if the target enemy is stunned. I mean, I feel like a lot of times you're probably not going to see him get that super effective part of his passive, but I mean, it is still nice to have that nice little addition there. I mean, him just having attack and defense at the start of turn, plus giving key and attack and defense, he's just a very good overall unit, right? And then when you get to his links, Brutal Beatdown, Prepared for Battle, Big Bad Bosses, Thirst for Conquest, Destroyer of the Universe, and Fierce Battle, those are going to work exceptionally well with another Turles unit, specifically the LR Turles, of course. 12 key multipliers, 145%, which is higher than what we typically see for TURs, right? So that's good. I mean, unless it's a Dokkan Fest exclusive TUR, right? Now, the one weakness for sure of this unit, he is only on 2 category teams, but he is a support type unit specifically for this category team right here, Terrifying Conquerors. So, you know, if you're going to run this guy, it would be almost exclusively to this team anyway. I did have a movie bosses team built up, but like I felt good just showing Turles on various different variations of Terrifying Conquerors. That worked out pretty good, right? Terrifying Conquerors is going to continue to improve. A lot of characters like Demon King Piccolo, Great Ape Vegeta, Bojack, Slug, you know, Piccolo from the 23rd World Tournament, the Ginyu Force are probably going to get top tier Dokkan Fest exclusive or LR units in the future. Maybe another one being Baby, right? So that category is only going to continue to improve. And then, of course, TUR TURLES is also on movie bosses. Unfortunately, because I just wish they would fix, like, TUR and SSRs. I do hate that, like, this Turles is just Turles, but he's not in the Pure Saiyan category. Like, give this guy the Pure Saiyan category, and then when he becomes LR, you remove it. They can do that. I don't want to hear it. You can't tell me that they couldn't have that done, right? Like, this guy would be a solid option on Pure Saiyans, right? Like, you could run a rotation of the LR Turles and this guy. More options is always good. This guy should be on Pure Saiyans. You know, some of the other, like, LRs should sort of be reworked and stuff like that to get categories on the proper, like, TURs and SSRs. But, you know, I don't know. I guess it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. I'll try and get this guy grinded up to Link level 10, you know, because, again, he would have looked quite a bit better with big bad bosses at level 10, but obviously, there's just so many units. It's just such a grind constantly, you know. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying, but, you know, it takes a long time to grind up these units links. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.